This is the voice of Brak, and you are watching a tawny frogmouth. If you would like to know what 9,000 points of orcs look like, then you can just wait for a little while because it's coming very soon. Yes. Now, here is my army, of course, but only part. So I'm going to do this in stages, and I want to showcase all the things I have, or all the boys I have, but I'm going to do it in segments to make it a little bit easier so you can know what's what, and also to sort of give you a hint on where I am heading hobby-wise. So these guys are what I'm going to be calling the finished product. They are mostly in the colours of the deathskulls, my Death Eaters, Brak. There's old Brak. I will get back to you with what the points are of this so far, and I've also got some little added extras which I'd like to talk about. Now these are fully painted. So here is the start of my blood axes. Yes, you heard that right. I'm doing a blood axe army. So what I've got so far is my kit bashed Snitron and a war boss, some commandos, and a couple of burner boys. Up the back are some shooter boys. They're in the commando colours, but unfortunately in this current codex commandos don't have them, so I'm going to add some boys. I haven't really worked out whether they're going to be slugger boys or shooter boys, so that's the first thing you could tell me. Which type of boys are good for blood axes? Sluggers or shooters? If you do that, I'll do a unit of 30 of those. And of course, the flash kits, which don't really belong to anyone. I'm of two minds about that, but I'll talk to you about that in a later segment of this video. Now, let's stave off a bit. So let's do a little pan over. So we've got the HQs at the front. We got the weird boy. There's Brak. There's Drak the mech with the shock attack gun. There's my two little Gretchen Psychers, which I've shown before. And there's Drek the mech. And I think I've given this guy a name. I will later. Behind is the knob with the war banner, Rundhurt, AMEC, two pain boys, and two more mechs. And then we go into the knob section. Not many knobs in these colours at the moment, but you'll find out why later. So we've got a couple of knobs, a couple of mega knobs. So I think there's 7 knobs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mega knobs. We've got a small amount of burners, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 burners and a spanner. And we then have the next row is the good old looters and a spanner. And then we have tank busters. And then after that, boys. I've sort of mixed them up. There's about 60 odd boys there. Would I count up so far? Boys. 66 boys. And that's because I've got a few shooters that I actually pull in and pull out. Yeah. And there's the buggies, which we've seen before. And you've got tanks. My 2 big mechs. The killer cans. Here's going to the dread mob, which I showcased a little while ago. Would you like? No, I didn't. I just did it. I did the grots, didn't I? Now, the showcase of the dread mob's coming up shortly when I finish doing the other mech. And yeah, so 2 death dreads. There is a Morky, gun wagon, and there was jet. So my head is sort of gone away from me. Yeah, if I've made any mistakes of the names, I will find out, and they'll be put up in the caption, which you've probably already known because I've probably made some mistakes already. Alright, so that's it so far with my deathskulls and friends. Yeah. So what I plan to do, I've got, as you'll see later, I've got a lot of others in my old colours. Now, I'm of 2 minds. Do I stop? Do I just stay and use them as they are and then do some sort of freebooter type list? Which, I don't know, freebooters really aren't my thing, but I'll just wait and see. Or do I continue to change over and use them and repaint them into colours of the new thing? So I am starting, I do believe I'm going to do a few more in this. I'd probably like to get a battalion going of blood axes. Not sure exactly what just yet. I like burners, like boys, maybe some storm boys. Nah, probably not. Yeah, we'll have to have a look and see about that. I think I've also got a half painted weird boy for them as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm still want to get these guys up to fullish strength, although I think there is enough here to get a decent sized army on the field that's balanced and blue. Alright, well that's what I've got for stage 1 of this little project. I will come back with all the stuff that's painted in the old style. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, and here we are into part 2. We've added a little bit more, as you can see. So these basically are the old style. So I'll hone in on him to get a good idea. Now let's hone in on old Brak. And we've got old Brak part A, B. It's all a bit strange. That's right, I'm Strange Blake. So there is the old Brak, which started off as the Red Boot gang, and then I gave him some purple so that everyone in the army had red boots, and you probably see that there's a lot of red boots all through the place. And yeah, so, and then I gave him the purple, and then I added the green and orange later. So this is what he looked like when I first started. Sort of purple bits here and there. And yeah, I just started to give a bit of a sort of a scratch built type combi rocket because it looked like fun. It's when I could just realise I could rip things off and rip arms off things and put things on. I was a bit like a psychotic girl with Barbie dolls. Yeah, it was all sort of fun. And then, I'm not quite sure why I went with this guy. I just painted war bosses for fun. I think this was just try and see if I can get a better painting done. I may change that. And here is the Blood X weird boy I was talking about, which I'm going to probably spruce up a bit with some better colours around the cuff. And so, as we can see, there's knobs. There is 30 knobs in there of various shapes We've got slugger choppers, we have scorchers, we have big choppers, we have more power cores and you could poke a stick at in there as well. Boys, there's about 90 boys all up of various shapes and sizes. And my 3 lonely bikers, Storm Boys and Deathcopters. I think I mentioned that, Storm Boys there. And I'm going to concentrate on some of these boys. Yeah, sorry about that, I pressed the wrong button. And yeah, so here we've got boys with my first attempt at making berets with green stuff. It sort of worked, sort of didn't work. And hone in onto these guys here. These are my shooter boys with the slouch hats, which their heads came from Kremlik. And I think I won them as a prize. And then you may see these savage boys. I turned them to savage shooters and added them to Brak's warbot. So here's their knob, which I bought, and fingers getting in the way of stuff. So do we have it? So he's no, we don't. He used to have a little slugger on the back, so he'd be WYSIWYG. And then I've given a couple of them shooters, but most of them have got bows and arrows. I like the old idea of the bows and arrows. It seemed like fun. And yeah, so that's the second part of the army, or the older style painting. And just go and have a look in here. So you can see what I mean about the purple. Lots of purple trim in there, and that was for the old purple Death Eaters. And yeah, there's red boots, and I played around with different colour shirts and things like that to give it a bit of the whole idea was to have different armies coming in under Brak's banner. That's before he went off and turned into a bloody deathskulls over there, as we can see. So that is that. That's what I've got so far. Now I will come back with all the unpainted, semi-painted junk that I have. I will see you soon. And here we are. Finally, more. I'm glad I don't have any more built models because I won't be able to fit it on the table. And here is all the ones which are built and in semi-stage of paint or unpaint. Yes, there's a little pile of grey in there. 40 boys in grey, plus a few more, so it's about 45 boys which don't have any paint on them whatsoever, whereas all the others do. Now, if we ignore I'll go back to the grots later, but all this along here and some of that really, really dodgy stuff up the back, and that 150 boys in there. Wow, that's quite a lot, isn't it? And so I did get a lot of these given to me as gifts. People just had orcs they didn't have, and they were in various stages of either paint. Some of them were in sprues, which I built and did things, especially like some of the things over here. And yeah, so loads and loads of boys. 3 cans, shooter cans there. Yeah, that is. So I've got a couple of things I haven't finished painting. Is another paint boy. You can never have enough paint boys. Although I think I will make him a Badman. And I have these Gretchen. Now I think they come out of the Space Hulk box. I'm not quite sure. but I've got them. And what I think I might do with them is, because they are bigger and they have got a shooter of sorts, I might make them my shooter boys for my grot detachment, the cheeky zogger detachment. I think they'll sort of work. At least they'll be bigger than all the others, and I can sort of justify what I'm going to do there. And then I've got all the other grots here. So there's about 26 of those. So I've got enough there for a small shooter army. Sorry about this. Then along here we've got more second ed. And there's about 40 odd in there, which I will be turning. I want to beef out the grots, so I'll split them up somehow between the cheeky zoggers and the deathskulls grots. I think so far. That's what I'll do. What I'm going to do with the second edition, these second edition guys, I don't know. I don't think. I really don't know. I am toying with the idea of seeing if I can scrape that head off and maybe find some Gretchen heads somewhere, or some goblin heads, and they can be my cheeky zogger slugger boys. There's about 20 of those as well. Oops, I got one. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them. If anything, they'll probably turn into. It's probably not a bad way to try and make some slugger boys for the cheeky zogger detachment, and that's my plan. And then all the rest. So I've got since I've got all these small slugger boys and shooters in here, I think I'm going to turn my blood moons, which I mentioned earlier. I think they're going to be I think they're going to be not bad beans. Oh, I've lost blood axes. Yeah, I think I'll go with my blood axe army, I think. And to go with the commandos, whether I paint them up the same as commandos or do I give them a different colour, I don't know. And it'll probably be a little while before I do that. I want to concentrate on making sure that I have everything that I need for the deathskulls at this moment in time. The Dagger Jets, I will be turning them. They'll be going over to the deathskulls colours, which is not much. It's probably just painting a few over, probably give a bit of a trim. Whether I keep the teeth or not, it's my first attempt at teeth. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It might be too much to muck around with. So that's it. What do you think? Got lots of more painting to do. I am going to, once I stop this, I'll be going and doing the tally up, and I'll have the total points of everything. The total points of the entire army should be coming up round about nowish. And I may even sort of break that down a bit so we know still where I've got to go. Yeah, I have no idea. There's probably close to 4,000 points there, maybe 6, but I'll be doing it in 8th stuff, so because that's the only points system numbering that I have. Alright, so if there is anything you would like to see in further detail, put it in the comments and I'll dedicate a special video just for you. How's that sound? Alright, well, that's it I hope you enjoyed that. So this is me, Brak, signing off. And remember, if you're going crumping, you gotta bash early and bash often.
I hope you enjoyed that. You can show your appreciation by liking, sharing and subscribing. And you can also press that notification button so you don't miss out on my future videos. A big thank you to my Patreon members for helping me out financially. If you would like to become a Patreon member, please head over to the Patreon page. There is a link below and make a donation. It would be muchly appreciated.